Hi, everyone. In our last video, we shared that we had quit our jobs and were downsizing to go travel. Big changes around here. Our first big adventure is heading out on our boat, tireless, for almost 2 months. We are headed to Desolation Sound in British Columbia, Canada. So it's about 250 miles, or 410 kilometers, from our marina in Tacoma. Or at 8 miles an hour, about a 30-hour journey one way. But first things first, we need to get our boat ready to go. We have not had her out of the water for 3 years, and we have some serious cleaning and maintenance that is a little overdue, some of it more than others. So after a good pressure wash by the crew at the marina, we got to work. We finished cleaning the underside and applied 2 coats of anti-fouling bottom paint. This paint helps inhibit marine growth and slowly sloughs off, so it does need to be reapplied every couple of years. Mike also cleaned off all the trim tabs and rudders, props, and painted a fresh coat of barnacle barrier anti-fouling paint on all those surfaces. And then I cleaned the sides of the hull, everything from the rail down to the waterline, and applied polish. It was a break. That sounds kind of weird. It was a little bit of a break from cleaning and moving, but it was still definitely some hard work. But the reward is coming up because we are headed out soon to Canada. Yeah. All right, so Mike found that some of the screws holding the trim tab cylinders on were eaten away.
Who are you talking to?
The camera.
Oh, I thought you were talking to somebody.
No, I just turned the camera on. I didn't warn you.
Yeah.
So he is just finishing up replacing those, and then he's grinding everything off. It's all shiny and pretty. He's got a little bit to go. What do you have left to grind?
Just the underside of the the
Trim tabs?
trim tabs,
Nice.
and then our intakes, water intakes.
Oh, okay. Nice. And he's demolished a can of 5200. Here, show him the can. Show him the tube. Oh, yeah. That's
Wow.
pretty.
Both ends were like cheered, so.
So, getting there, and I have waxed one side of the boat. Need to finish wiping part of it down, and then I am ready to start waxing the port side. And then we need to bottom paint. So a little bit to go. We were hoping this was a one-day project, but looks like it's going to be a solid 2 full-day project. All right, well, I guess we better get our asses in gear then, huh? All right, brand new zincs, and we're doing a quick before and after here.
This is the prop shaft one, which I'm surprised was still on there. Usually they fall off.
Yeah,
Both sides are on there.
Still had some life left in it, but it's definitely looking not
Big
great.
one lane right there.
Oh yeah.
Got to buy the bolt kit for it, so guess I will reuse the old ones.
Yeah, that was gone. So very good. Here's a little before and after here. So that is definitely time to get that new zinc on there.
we are. Gayle's finishing up the buffing up on the high part, which that's what is that, 8-foot ladder, 6-foot ladder? That's a 6-foot ladder.
Yeah.
It's not quite tall enough at the bow. Got bottom paint, 2 coats of bottom paint. The side's all waxed and ready to go. Gayle's just finishing up the other side. And it's hard to get up there because that's about 12 feet up to the bow up there. So this particular boat's got a keel on it there, and then a tunnel up here where the props are, kind of tucked up in there. And a putting right there.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Looking much cleaner. Hey y'all. I am in the middle of provisioning for our trip to Canada, and I got all these lists and all of this prep work that I'm doing. And I know there are stores in Canada, but just kind of having the basics and having it all ready so that I don't have to think about it. And so I have a big spreadsheet with all the stuff we need. And right now I'm working on the food, and this kitchen is a disaster, but I'll show you around. So I'm grinding coffee for 6, maybe 8 weeks. We'll see if it lasts. And then I'm also over here. These are not all the supplies, but a lot of the supplies. We went to the grocery store last night and got all the non-perishable. So like this is all full of cans. So I can't bring fresh veggies into Canada, so I'll have to buy veggies once we get there. But I bought a few backups, you know, some beans and vegetables and things like that. And then I've spent the morning packaging things up, such as chocolate chips and, you know, kosher salt and pancake mix. So getting it all labeled and portioned out. And then pulling out things like trash bags and paper towels and extra foil, extra shop towels, and then pulling the boxes off the cereal, you know, laundry detergent, like just every little thing we'll need. I made a big spreadsheet. I printed it out so that I could start physically checking things off. So like a 6-page list. Not every last thing, but most categories of things. And the food I did do pretty individually. So there's food on there, the medicine, supplies. I'm getting some extra of my prescription medications mailed. As is Mike. We're not on too many things, but you know, we're in our 50s. There's a couple of things. Taking things out of the boxes so they don't take up so much room. So I put like the mac and cheese in Ziploc bags, and cereal, I pulled the boxes off. And we just have a bunch of other stuff. We went to the boat yesterday and we were doing little projects, fixing the weather station. So those pieces and parts came home. And little things like we need to fill our bottle of acetone. And I've already got a bunch of stuff at the boat. Like I filled the Tums and the Tylenol and, you know, extra soap and extra shampoo and all those things. So we're getting there. It's a bit of prep work. I actually enjoy the planning and that sort of prep work process. So that part for me is fun. And I have a day-by-day itinerary that is not set in stone by any means, but at least an idea of, okay, we're thinking about going here, here, here. It's 2 hours between each of these spots. Do we want to, you know, tackle that in 1 day or 2 days or 5 days? And so that we just have like an idea of how long and where the anchorages are. And so we're not having to research every day or every time. So we've done a lot of that in advance. And so our basic itinerary is leave our slip around the 16th of July and come back to the San Juans around the 16th of August. So we've got basically a whole month to go up to Desolation Sound and get back to the San Juans. And then we're probably going to spend a couple of weeks in the San Juans before we come back to our slip in Tacoma. So it's a pretty big excursion, almost 8 weeks altogether. And I'm really excited. We've never done a boat trip, I think, like this. I mean, I think 6 days is the longest that we've gone on the boat. And so it was like, oh, okay, like what do I need to think about here that I haven't thought about? So I got on the websites and looked up how other people provisioned, and obviously we're not like sailing across the ocean, so we're not completely self-reliant, but I wanted to have enough, staple goods so that we weren't, running ashore every time because we were out of food or out of toothpaste or, whatever. So trying to be like a little bit proactive. I have heard probably one of the harder things is water. So I do have about 15 gallons of extra drinking water on board right now, which also means that when we fill up the tank, then if we've gone through some of those gallons of drinking water, then we can also refill those gallon jugs as well and just have a little bit extra. And our boat holds 80 gallons. And the water on our boat seems clean. We use it for ice and for, cooking, making coffee. I don't usually just drink right out of the tap, which is kind of bad, I realize, but I kind of just can't get over that mental like block on that. On like, ooh, wait, is this water good that we're drinking? So we do drink bottled water on the boat, but we do it in gallons, so we're not like making a ton of plastic waste, because that just drives me crazy seeing people buy cases of water, like of little 20-ounce bottles. Not happening. And the other part of that is that we really do have to watch our trash. So trash is hard to get rid of, even recycling, and then water is difficult to come by. I think everything else should be pretty easy peasy. There are a few things we can't bring into Canada. We just have to watch the meat, and we can't bring seafood, and we can't bring fresh veggies. You can bring eggs as long as they're in their original carton. So this is from memory. I did not look at the regs like in the last few minutes, but check the regulations before you go. There are websites that lay it out pretty clearly. So it's a bit of a bureaucratic maze going through some of the websites on the border crossings. Some of those websites are more geared for people coming across in their cars. So the boat information is I don't know, a little less clear maybe. So, but there's also some forums online and different resources. So take a look at those. Okay, that is it for now. We are about a week from leaving, and so we're just kind of doing some little projects here and there. We've got a little short camping trip planned. And then, in a few days, we're going to pack up and head to the boat and do whatever final things need to be done, and final supply and provision, and then be gone for a while. So it's pretty cool. We haven't done a big trip like this together. We haven't done a big trip like this on the boat. So it will be a good test for the boat and our relationship and our stamina as sailors, and see how far we can go on the boat and be good. So should be fun. I'm excited, looking forward to it, and I'm gonna get back to grinding coffee. Good morning! We are in our final stage of preparations to go to Canada, and we are leaving here probably within the hour, hopefully within the hour, because we are almost done. So it is early morning and we are leaving for 6, maybe 7 weeks, probably maybe even close to 8, depends on kind of when we come back. So but we are headed up to Desolation Sound and we're gonna take you along with us. All right, so boat's clean and maintenance done, oil changed. He was just fixing the switch for the spotlight there, and last night he painted the anchor chain, the first about 10 feet of it or so, help keep it from rusting. We are provisioned and we think we have everything. We left our car at a relative's last night, and so our only form of transportation is the boat. So that is what we're relying on now. We're gonna be shoving off shortly. State park did not have any mooring balls, so we are headed to the next state park a couple miles away. And this channel is crazy. It jogs all over the place. You really have to pay attention because it is shallow out here. So we're headed back over to the other side with the green markers, and looks like we go all the way over to the other side and then back again.
That's good.
So day one is in the books. That was a long one, about 11 hours of runtime. We traveled from Tacoma to Port Townsend, where we fueled up, then over to Fort Flagler State Park. But we totally struck out on dock space and mooring balls. So we moved down the bay just a couple of miles further down to a little place called Mystery Bay State Park. What a beautiful hidden gem. Thanks to the gentleman at the fuel station for the hot tip, because we had never heard of this place. So we are headed across the Strait of Juan de Fuca tomorrow to spend a couple of days in Victoria, British Columbia. That can be a wild crossing, so you never know what will happen during that. And so looking forward to that, I think. It's always a little scary. But thanks to all of you for watching. We'll see you next one. Bye. We are in for the night.